Hey guys, in this video I will show you the best Viper lineups which you can do in a post-plant situations, and let's start right here on this default spot on A. Let's start with the most basic ones. The first one, you just want to stand in this corner and then you want to look up, and there are plenty of ways how you can line this up. One of them is that you will place this crosshair above your mouse on this corner right here, or you can do it by placing this tip of this little line at your HUD line on this corner. It's up to you how you can remember it, but works the same way every time. And when you shoot it, it's gonna land perfectly on the bomb right here. Second lineup for the default plant is right here from the back. You just wanna stand at this second line on this wall like this. Then you want to look up and you see this corner, and you just want to place your crosshair so that it is aligned with this, straight under it, and place your crosshair into this little gap like this, and you shoot. It goes through and it's gonna land quite fast and pretty well on the spike like this. Second lineup for the default spot is right from this corner. I use it to deny the plant, and you just do it by placing the HUD line on the right side of the bottom right corner of this window, like this. Super easy, and you just simply shoot it. It lands on the bomb perfectly, and it can either deny plant or at least deal some damage. Another cool lineup which you can do for this plant is from shroud. You just wanna stand in this corner right here, and then you wanna place your wall, the bottom left corner of the wall icon, on top of this little square on this corner right here. Just simply do it like this, and then you just simply shoot it. It's gonna land perfectly in front of the generator. If you planted the spike more into this corner, you can try to get yourself positioned into the heaven and you just want to stand in the middle of this. Then you crouch and you just place your crosshair on the top of this window where this connection is. And you just simply shoot it. It's gonna bounce off pretty fast. It's gonna land on the side of the generator. It will cover even a little bit in the front, but just to make sure, you just want to plant it a little bit to the left. For the plant right in front of these green boxes, there is this very simple lineup. Just once again stand in this corner, and you just want to place your crosshair into this corner very simply right here. Not much to think about twice, and it's gonna land perfectly on the spike, and it's gonna land pretty fast as well, so very useful. Now let's move on to B side, and for the first default plant, you can try to deny the plant with this simple lineup. You just want to place your crosshair into this where this lightning bends right here, and you simply shoot it. It's super easy to find and super easy to remember as well. You just want to stand in that corner next to that flower pot, and it's gonna land right here. Second lineup for the B side default plant, you just want to hop on top of this pizza box. Now you want to look up and you want to find this third tile, and you place your cursor right next to it, and you place your cursor just a little bit more to the right, like this. Pretty easy to remember and very easy to do. And then you just simply shoot it, and it's gonna land perfectly in front of the box. You can also do your post plant from here. You just wanna stand in this corner, and you wanna see this tree, and you will be aiming at this lamp right here. And you just simply crouch. You can crouch or you don't have to, it's up to you, and you just simply shoot it there, and it's gonna bounce off here perfectly on the spike, and it's gonna land super fast. And for the enemies, if they are already on site, it would be hard for them to try to go to kill you, since you are in this difficult spot to get, and you can get yourself a lot of time with these molotovs. Another simple lineup out of the showers is in this corner. You just want to stand here, and you will be placing the HUD line under your HP into this corner on the roof, simply like this. there's this tip on the roof which is different from the other places, so it kind of stands out and it's quite easy to remember. You just do it like this and you simply shoot it, and it lands perfectly on the spike, and it lands quite fast as well. And lastly, lineup for B, you can have to stand next to the stairs, and you will be placing the HUD line on this corner of the roof, on this tip right here. You'll be using your HUD line on the right side, and you place it perfectly like this, so that way it is standing on top of this point on the roof, and you simply shoot it. This lands quite fast, surprisingly, and it lands perfectly on the spot. You can either deny the plant or try to win some time for your team if you are far away from the bomb, so this can be useful for you. And firstly, let's start right here on this default spot, and let's start with the basic lineup. You just want to stand in this corner, and then you want to look up and place your crosshair below this corner and a little bit to the right, right here. Simply like this. Very simple to find and very simple to do, and it lands on the bomb perfectly and covers literally the whole left side. Another lineup for the same position, you just want to stand right here on top of these bags with stuff in it, and then you will be placing your smoke icon right here into this connection, into this frame where this fabric and these planks are. Like this. Very simple. And then just simply shoot it. It lands on the bomb perfectly and once again covers the whole front of the truck. Another position from which you can do the default plant on A, you just want to stand here and you will be placing your wall, the bottom left side of the wall icon, this one, into this corner where the box and the tube connect. Simply like this. Very simple to find and quite easy to remember. And what it does is it's gonna land on the bomb perfectly right here in the front. So that way it denies the plant and wins some time for you to rotate, or even the enemies might even go through the portal and go to B. So this is super useful and can win you a lot of time. For this triple box, there is this simple lineup. You just wanna stand here in the back behind this little box. Then you want to look up and there is the biggest gap in the leaves. You just want to look there, right here in the middle, and you simply shoot the viper snake bite. That way it lands perfectly, it bounces off this box and lands perfectly on this triple. Super easy to do. Now let's move on to B side with this default plan. For the first one, you want to stand in this corner and you will be placing your HUD line into this corner. Right here, like this. There is these two corners of this TP and this wall. And you simply shoot it. This one is gonna land perfectly on the spike right here. And covers the whole side and even a little bit in the tube. The other smoke is right here in this corner. You will be using the line between the smoke and wall, this one, and you want to place it next to the left side of this little circle under this tube which connects these wires. So simply like this. Very simple. And you want to place it just in the middle. Quite easy to remember and it lands perfectly. Just like this, and once again goes into the tube deeper than the one before. For another Molotov, you want to stand into this corner next to the TP and next to this box. And then you will be using this inner corner of this roof right here. And you will be placing there the little line at your HUD line, this one. And you just want to place it into that corner like this. And then you just simply shoot. And super fast and very easy to remember. With Viper, you can do this amazing lineup in a post-plant situation or to deny the plant. From this corner at elbow, you just simply place your crosshair in the middle of this white area at the corner of this wall, right here, for example. And you just simply shoot it. That way, it's gonna land perfectly on the spike, and anyone who would be defusing, you will You will deny his diffuse and he will try to peek you, and you can play for some more time and wait for another tap on the spike. It's very useful and it can win you a lot of clutches. You can do lineup even from spawn to stop the diffuse or deny the plant just by simply lining up the top of this building and this thing right here which sticks out, and just place your crosshair like this. It doesn't have to be super precise, it will still bounce off this wall and perfectly right on the spike. It plants quite fast and it can deal a lot of damage to anyone who would be planting. On A side there is this one more useful lineup which you can do onto the B side. You just want to stand in this corner, then you want to see this corner over the TP where there is this straight line, and the bottom corner of this one. And you just simply line it up into the right angle like this. And then you run, and as soon as you hit your W, you shoot. Like this. It will bounce off this wall perfectly on the spike and landing perfectly, a little bit in the tube, and most importantly, right here. Amazing lineup. And for the first one, I will show you this one on the A side. If the bomb is planted on this default spot, more to the right. So all you need to do is just get into this corner, and you will be placing your crosshair just above this roof to the left side of this corner, just right here. Super simple, and just place your crosshair there and shoot it. Super fast to line up, and it lands perfectly on this side of the bomb site. If you planted bomb more to the left, you can do this lineup instead. Just you want to stand in this corner right here, and then you want to find this little circle in these leaves, and you place your crosshair below it on top of this branch right here, so that with the way it is aligned, and you shoot it. It's gonna go through and land perfectly on the bomb like this. Once again, if the bomb is planted right here, you can do this lineup. Just stand in this corner. You can do this when retaking, or if you are flanking and your teammates planted there. And all you basically want to do, you want to find these two locks right here, and you place your crosshair between them and go straight down. So that way you are aiming at this corner right here. And you shoot there your snakebite. It will bounce off that wall and land perfectly on the bomb in front of this whole thing. On C side there is this simple lineup which you can do. You just want to stand in the back, in the middle of this door frame on the left, right here. And then if you look at this closely, there is only one pixel sticking out. And you want to place your crosshair right on it, like this. It's quite hard to find, but trust me, you can do it. And you just shoot it there after that. It's gonna land perfectly in front of this box, like that, and covering this whole side. If you planted the spike more to the corner, you can do this simple lineup. Just stand here in the back, and you will be using your hardline, and you want to place it right into this corner, like this. There is this little line there, and you just place it like this. As you can see, it's perfectly in that corner, and then you just simply shoot it. It lands in front of this box perfectly, covering this specific area. Another great lineup for a bomb site, if you are retaking or if you are trying to deny the post plant, I mean, you just want to place your crosshair into this corner at this thing right here which is sticking out, and you place your cursor a little bit below it and more to the left, like this, and you just shoot it. It's very simple and it is very effective. It can win you some time for your team, and there would not be anyone standing here if you would be retaken, so this is really great. If you planted the spike anywhere here in front of this box, you can do this lineup from mid. There are two ways how you can do it. For the first one, you want to be placing your hardline right here into this little circle on this window or below it. So if you do the first one like this, and you shoot it, and the other one is like this, the first one is gonna land right here, more to the right, and the other one is gonna land further in the back. And if the bomb would be planted here, this would be pretty much perfect for it. So it really depends how the bomb is planted and how you want to do that one. You can do both of them, so that way you deny the plant if you are defending. So it's really up to you. You can also do this lineup, which is pretty simple. You will be using your HUD line. You want to stand right here under this window, like this. And you place your HUD line right on top of this bottom right corner of the orange sheet, like that. And you shoot it. It's gonna land like this, perfectly on the spike. And you can combine it with, if you do this one first, and then you move yourself around to this corner, and do this one after that. That way you can win a lot of time, and the enemies will be confused from where you are coming from. And you can after that rotate all the way to spawn and surprise them from here. So this is really cool. And firstly, let's start here on A side with the default plant right here. So you just basically wanna stand on top of this flower pot in this corner, and then you just very simply find this tip, the most right tip, and the tip of this building, and you simply line it up into the right angle. So that way your crosshair is placed right here with these two angles. Very simple and very easy to find and also remember. And it lands on the spike perfectly like this, covering all the way from both sides. Sometimes you want to plant right here, therefore you can do a lineup from the same spot as you did before. Once again, you want to stand in that corner. However, this time you will be using this, the left line, which is right here, and you want to, once again, will be using this corner. However, you want to place your crosshair in the halfway between those two tips, so, and on the line. So right here. It's pretty simple, and once again very simple to remember. And you just do it like that. And this molotov lands perfectly on the side. Another lineup is gonna be behind this billboard or on this screen. And once again you will be standing in the same position as you did before. However, this time you wanna place your crosshair close to this edge, so that way it is aligned with this lightning on the top. So you just place your crosshair right here. Very simple to do in a straight line. Then your molotov will land perfectly behind this screen every time. It's very simple to do. Another cool molotov which you can do on A side, however this time when you are taking, not on in a post-plant situation, you just want to place your crosshair right here. There's this building and this side of the building, and they connect right at this spot. So you just aim there and you shoot there your snakebite. This way, anyone who'd be hiding behind this flower pot is he's gonna have to either push back, giving you a better angle to fight him since he cannot hide here anymore, and you can have a much easier retake. And lastly, if you have planted the bomb once again here and you are playing from heaven, you can do a very simple lineup on the bomb. You just wanna stand far in the back and place your place your crosshair into this first gap right in the middle, like this. Super easy to do, and it lands on the bomb super fast and denies the defuse every time. So definitely try to do that. Now let's move on to B side with the post plant positions right here on this default spot. You just want to stand in this corner on this cone, and you will be using your HUD line, and you will be placing the bottom left tip of your HUD line right here, like this. And your crosshair is gonna be right here on this sign. There's this little grass right here. You just want to do it like this perfectly, and you simply shoot it then. This spike, the snake bite lands like this, and it denies the plant from any position. You can even plant behind the site or behind this box. Another lineup on this default spot is right here on spawn. You just want to stand in this corner, and once again you will be using your HUD line. This time you will be placing it like this on this blue paint where it ends and where starts the dark one right here. It's very simple to do, and then you just simply shoot it. It's gonna land surprisingly quite fast on the bomb. And once again, it covers both sides of this box, and anyone who would be defusing, he's gonna take a lot of damage. And lastly, on this default spot, you can be in heaven even. You wanna stand at this line right here in the middle, and then you just wanna place your crosshair on the bottom side of this support wood right here, and you shoot it. It's gonna bounce off of the wall, land right here in front of the spike, and covering the whole site. Sometimes your teammate's gonna plant your bomb right here, so that way you can do your lineup from this corner, and you just simply use your hotline once again, and you will be placing it right here. There is this window, and it's gonna be the first bar with the intersection where these bars cross right here under this wooden plank. It's very simple to find and quite easy to remember. And if you do it like this, it's gonna land perfectly on the bomb in this corner. And let's start right here with the most simple one from my point of view. And you just wanna stand on this line next to this orange rope, and you will be placing your crosshair above this connection on this rope. That way it will perfectly hit it and bounce off on the side, like this. And it bounces off and lands perfectly on the bomb. For the second one, you wanna stand in this corner on this vent on the floor, and then you just wanna look right here. There is this connection of the roof tiles. You can find it by this corner since it is directly below it, right here. And you simply place your crosshair there and you shoot. It bounces off perfectly and lands on this spike, and even if it would be planted more in front or on this corner. And lastly on A side, this is the third one. You wanna stand in this corner, in the middle, and then once again you wanna find this connection under this corner. It's gonna be this one, very simple to find. You just wanna look on the ceiling and find this, and then you shoot it there. That way it's gonna bounce off the ceiling and hit directly on the spike, covering this whole area. Very easy to remember and can be very useful even if you are retaking or if you end up in a post-plant situation in that position. Also, I would like to add this lineup. You just wanna stand between those two, between these lamps, right here in this corner, and you wanna place your crosshair just into this corner, right here. And then you simply shoot. That way it's gonna bounce off this edge and land on the spike. That way you can either deny the plant or use it in a post-plant situation once again. Now let's move on to B side. For this very basic and default post-plant lineup, you just wanna stand next to these iron bars, and then you look up and you see this gap, and you wanna place your crosshair this dark spot, and you wanna place it right here, your crosshair, a little bit above it. And then you jump, and at the highest point of your jump, you shoot it. Like this. And it's gonna land in the middle, covering this whole area. That way you can plant pretty much anywhere, and it will still hit anyone who would be defusing. If you are defending and you wanna try to deny the plant, you can do this lineup. Just stand in this corner, right here. And then you will be placing your hotline into this spot, into this corner where this blue area ends, right here. Like this, the end of your hotline. And then you simply use your snake bite. It goes over this and lands perfectly on the side. That way, anyone who would want to plant here, he cannot for another 8 seconds. Super cool to do, and it can win a lot of useful time for your team. Another Molotov which you can use when you are defending or in a post-plant situation is this one. You just wanna stand in this corner under this ramp, and you will be placing the end of your hotline between those two discs on this edge right here, like this. Super easy and pretty easy to remember, and it works perfectly. And this is how it looks like. You just shoot it and it lands on the bomb like this, perfectly in the middle, covering from each end to another, and it can win you some time or even kill enemies. And let's start right here on A side in front of this pyramid. So for the first one, you can go into this corner right here in front of the cave, and you want to get stuck in this corner. Then you look up, and as you can see, there are these two leaves which are sticking out, and you want to choose the other one which is in the lower, and you just simply place your crosshair in the middle above it. Very simple to remember and super easy to do. And it lands perfectly in front of the pyramid. For the second lineup, you wanna be in this hallway on this corner, right here in the middle of this, like that. And then you just simply place your cursor right here, and you shoot it. And this once again lands perfectly in front of this pyramid. If you planted your bomb more in the middle, you can do this lineup instead. You just wanna get back here, and there are these leaves which are the highest ones, and you're gonna get stuck in this corner. And then, as you can see, there is this flag, and you will be placing the headline on this highest point of it, like this. It's very simple to do and easier to remember as well. Then you just simply shoot it, and it lands perfectly on the spike in the middle. There is one more lineup which you can do for this pyramid, and you just want to stand on mid right here in this corner. You just get here, and then you look up and you see this flower pot, and you will be placing right here the end of your headline, just like this. Very easy to do. And then you simply shoot it. It bounces off of the pyramid and perfectly on the spike. On B side, for this default plant, there is this super easy and very easy to remember lineup. You just get to stand next to this crab cage, and then you want to look up, and there is this tip of leaves, and you just place your cursor in the middle of the bottom one right here. Super easy to do, lands fast, and it's very reliable. There is nothing that you have to worry about. Lands like this, and everyone can remember that one for sure. Another simple lineup for the B default plant is right here. Just stand on top of these boxes, and then when you look up, you wanna place your headline, the end of it, in the middle of this right here, like this, on the corner, as you can see. And then you just simply shoot the viper snake bite, and it will land on this spot perfectly. And those are the best and the easiest post plant lineups which you can do with viper on breeze. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, and see you guys soon. Bye.